But I'm so indebted to this game that I love, and most of all to the man above. Now check me out, now it's just that Fridays was serving the green before I was...
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. 2 one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Let's go now. Ultra.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a play fake. Lance. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. We know that he can get first downs with his arm and his legs, Charles, and there when he gets outside of the pocket, the defense has to account for both, and he's able to complete it for the first.
And he's very comfortable outside of the pocket. Some quarterbacks, that's not their thing. For him, that seems to be the #1 asset to his game. Gets out into the open field, things seem to break down the secondary a little bit, and he picks out the right target.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Lance. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. This is Swift on the counter. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Ready. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Swift. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side, Swift. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And now they'll throw with Lance. Quick toss to Knox. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way going down to the 1. So the new weapon just picked up via the trade, making an impact here right away.
And what you like about getting guys who catch passes, you don't have to spend a lot of time in the playbook. You just tell them to dial up a route and get the ball in their hands.
Swift. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Swift again, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 15 yards on that play. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0.
Lions 14, Vikings nothing. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Complete to DeAndre Swift. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The end of the first quarter with the score of Lions 14, Vikings 0.
Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's Lance. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Dawson Knox from 6 yards away. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
Lions 21, Vikings 0. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8. And the 47-yard line.
Back to throw here. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Lions are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
He's got room at the 30, and they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. On 1st down, Lance. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Here we go.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And in for the Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And it is 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See it. And my goodness, another interception. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. DJ Chark, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now back to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times. But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Off of play action, here's Lance. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad. Yeah. They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On play action, Lance. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's go.
And they'll go for it. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks.
And my goodness, another interception. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression. My goodness, indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. But Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And now here's another interception. Trucks over it. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Lance now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Here we go.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Lance. They'll roll him out right. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here. Lance going to try to throw for this. It's complete. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
Hot 70, hot 70.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And here's Ryan Wright now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And here's Rodgers on the return. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now a play fake. Lance. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Lance looking to throw it. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Throwing now is Lance. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw, it's Lance. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Lions have got it on cruise control. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll look to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Oh, now a running play here with Smith. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
He was taken down by Devon Clark. It's a gain of a yard. brings up third down.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 38-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Cook up the gut, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. He'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Lions will take over possession here up at the 44. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 2nd down, Swift. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the 3rd at MetLife Stadium. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and the receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. So I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Throwing on first down is Lance. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Here's Lance. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Working from the gun, Lance. This is caught. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Going quickly out to the right side. A great open field tackle that's going to stop him shy of the goal line. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 9-yard line.
On 2nd down, Cook. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
50 Vikings, 50 Vikings. Trap 50, trap 50.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
19 right.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Escape. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Right side, it's the tight end, Hawkinson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Here we go. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now here is another interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, and they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, it hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. And they fake the handoff, now Lance. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. As the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game, they'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And they don't get the reception. Incomplete. So now they're down to 17 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he'll just get rid of it.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover.